Hello, my lovely people. I hope that you are having a beautiful day so far. Today's yoga sequence is a little bit different. We'll be focusing exclusively on the lower half of the body. We will really be toning those quadriceps, thighs, hamstrings, and your bum. So a couple of things to keep in mind while doing this sequence. Please do the stretching and lengthening part at the end. It's important to lengthen and stretch out those muscles after you've done this sequence. And try to keep one or both knees bent, depending on the pose, through the entire strengthening part of the sequence. And that is all. Let's get started. Start off in goddess pose. You can put your hands up like I have, or you can do prayer pose, which is my favorite way to do this. You want to go as low as you can and keep those knees over the ankles. You might have to work to push those knees back so that your legs are spread further apart. And now, spreading the arms, look up above your left fingers. Try and keep your back as straight as possible here. Do not rest the elbow on the knee and don't touch the ground. You're hovering and stretching. You really want to work those muscles. Now let's do some lunges side to side. Bend as deeply as possible without overextending the knee over the toes. And just go back and forth here for a while, stretching and strengthening. And now, got a little stuck here, come into Warrior Two pose. Look over that left hand. Look past the left fingers, get as low as you can, straighten that back right leg as much as possible, and really try to make a 90-degree angle with that front leg. And then let's come down to Humble Warrior. Interlace your fingers behind your back and bend forward over your bent leg as deeply as possible. As you get into this pose, you'll be able to go a little bit deeper and deeper. And just hold. I know your legs are burning right now, mine were too, or at least that front leg. And now Warrior One, face forward, look up past your fingers, hold, get that 90-degree angle with that front leg. As much as possible, you want to deepen as you breathe. Get lower. Really focus on strengthening that front leg. Now, come to Warrior Three. This is a great balancing pose. It's excellent for toning the legs, but it's also good for balance. You want to get that standing left leg as straight as possible, but keep a micro bend and flex the back toes. And come back down into Warrior Two. Get low, my friends, get low. Or you can take a runner's lunge. Either one will do. But keep that left leg bent. That is the objective. You really want it to burn, and it probably is burning by now. If this sequence isn't enough for you, you can do it twice, although it was enough for me. So come down into Malasana, squat, and then lift up a little bit. You don't want to be resting. I like to go back and forth like I'm doing here now, shifting my weight from side to side, and then hold and stretch the arms up. Look up past that left hand, up toward the sky. Keep the back as straight as possible and keep those legs engaged, the bum and hips lifted off of the calves. You don't want to rest. Keep steady. Now come to stand and come into chair and just sit back, keeping the weight in your heels. Keep your arms up and your back straight. You want to tuck the pelvis under so that back stays straight. You don't want to sway your back here. Stand up and come back into goddess pose and just hold. Get as low as you can, my friends. The lower, the better. The more you're going to be working those legs. And just hold. Now stretch your arms out, wide, wide, wide. Keep that back straight. fingers up toward the ceiling. Look past that top hand into the sky. Keep your back straight and stay low. Do not rest. And now warrior 2 on the right side. Keep that right leg bent. Try and get it parallel to the ground so that you're making a 90-degree angle. Keep those arms up and straight and gaze over that right fingertip. And now let's take humble warrior. Do not rest your shoulder on your knee. You want to get down as low as possible. If possible, your right shoulder should come below your knee, but keep your back straight. Don't sacrifice form. And hover here. And come back into warrior 1. Look up past your fingertips. Stay low. I know it's burning right now. I was pretty much in pain at this point. It was definitely intense. But this is good for you. Come up into warrior 3. Your right leg is standing. You can see I'm a little shaky at this point, but you want to straighten that leg out as much as possible. Keep a little bit of a micro bend and hold. And then back down into runner's lunge or warrior 1. Either one, your choice. But you want to keep that right leg bent. Don't rest the left knee if at all possible, and really get down as low as possible. Now for Malasana. Get down into your yogic squat as deeply as possible, and then raise up 2 to 3 inches. Don't rest on those calves, and let's go back and forth. Shake it. And then stretch. Look up past that right hand into the sky. Keep your back straight. Do not rest. You want to be hovering this whole time. I know your legs are on fire. Mine were too at this point. Hold. Come to stand. Let's just take a forward bend at this point. We are in need of some rest. I have my legs about 6 inches apart, and I'm just letting my head hang. I'm letting gravity take me down. Come to downward dog and walk out your dog. Pedal your feet back and forth so you get a nice stretch. Keep that back as straight as possible. And then come into plank. Yep, we're not done. Come to elbow plank. Hold for a moment. Keep holding. I know this is tough. Then lift that left leg and pulse up, up, up. Keep pulsing. As high as you can, get it up. And then the right leg, pulse it. It's only about 20 seconds. You got this. Hold, hold, hold. Keep pulsing up as high as you can. Then come to your knees. And your left leg kicks out. Keep it straight and just keep kicking back. As high as you can get it. Keep it straight and flex those toes. Bring your right leg down and kick your left leg up, or it might be the other way around. I'm sorry. Yeah, right leg. Up, up, up. Keep moving. Hello, person looking for shells on the beach. Keep that leg up and then bring both legs down. Oh, yeah. Stretch the back out. This is cow pose, so really push the chest forward and then pull the chest in, pull the belly in and curve the spine. This feels so good right now. Come to standing, forward fold, halfway, keep that back straight. You're just doing a gentle stretch. You can come down if you want to. And then back into chair pose. And let's move side to side. Step out, in, back into chair. Low, low, as low as you can go. You can add some squats like I'm doing here, or you can hold it static, your choice. Sometimes I like to bounce. It actually feels like a relief. And now let's just do some lunges, right leg forward. And just pulse here. So only 20 seconds, you got this. Get as low as you can go, and then switch. As low as you can go, just keep pulsing. You don't want to touch that knee to the ground. You want to hover a couple of inches off the ground. And then you can come to a wide-legged forward bend just to stretch out those hamstrings and glutes. Really get down as far as you can go. Just relax into it. Take another forward fold. This is really good for stretching out the hamstrings. Just rest here. Let gravity help you to stretch even further. Come into a crescent lunge with the left leg forward, right leg behind you. You can put your heels down or up like I have here, and just look up, fingers toward the ceiling. This is great for your hips. Great hip opener. Now come down into lizard. So essentially you're going to put your elbows on the inside of your front foot. And I like to try to get my knee, or my leg over my shoulder as much as possible. And you can rock into it. And then come into a half split. So just lean back and your front leg will straighten out, and just lean over that front standing leg, front straight leg. Just a gentle stretch here. Come into tabletop and repeat the cat and cow, stretching the chest forward, arching the back as hard as you can, without hurting yourself, of course, but it feels so good. And then come in, sucking your belly in, pushing your chest toward your thighs. And then taking your right leg forward, pushing that left leg back, and put your hands up to the ceiling. Look up past your fingers and lean back. This will really deeply stretch that left hip. Feels really good. Then come down onto your forearms, onto your elbows, on the inside of your right leg, and try, if you can, to get your right arm under your right leg. This is just something that I do, that I enjoy doing. It's a nice stretch. Come up when you're ready into half split, straighten out that front leg, and come over it. deepening as you go along in the pose. Don't hurt yourself. This is great for stretching out the hips and the bum. Then just take a second to rest in your Japanese sitting style. Stretch out your back here. I'm doing a sitting cat and cow. And when you're ready, we can come into fire log with your legs out in front of you. This isn't crisscross. This is your legs on top of each other. Your left leg right now is on your right knee, and this should feel pretty intense in your hips. And then you just switch. This is a great hip opener. You want those knees and feet to be in alignment and on top and underneath each other. And this is reclining hero's pose, so place your feet outside your hips and lay back as much as possible. I did not want to get my hair wet, so that was about as far as I was going to go, and that will stretch out your quadriceps. And then let's take a frog pose. So your legs are parallel, or I'm sorry, they're at a 90-degree angle. So my ankles are directly behind my knees. And I'm just stretching here, stretching forward. And then come into straddle pose. And hold here. Namaste, my good friends. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Much love. See you tomorrow.